Let's take a look at the daily challenge today. So, the clans for today are Hellhorned and Umbra. The mutators are come prepared. Add 12 additional random cards to your starting deck. As far as I know, these will always be non-priority unit cards, so spells and support units. Then Fallen Champion, remove the champion from your starting deck, so we won't have the Homebreaker Prince available in this run. And Buying Power, merchants provide a card duplication service. The more you use it, the more expensive it gets, similar to the card removal service. So the scores for today look about normal. They range from 44k on the bottom of the first page to 49k on the top, which is a pretty wide range for a daily on the first page. But the scores are nothing too special. There seems to be a chance to get some flying kills, but probably just barely. So the most important thing for today's run is definitely gonna be these 12 cards. What are they? How can we utilize them? So let's just jump into the game and take a look at what we have. So our Seraph today is gonna be the debuff cleanse Seraph. So we will lose half of our buff stacks. Let's take a look at our starting deck. We do have Umbra Assault ×2, Cannibalize, Enflame, Gem Trove, Double Homebreak, Imp in a Box, Impish Scholar, Impolate, Making of a Morsel, 2 Molding Imps, Perils of Production, Space Prism, Umbra Stone, and Welder Helper, on top of the usual Train Stewards, Torches, and Shade Splitters. So what I see here, we do have 4 Imps and an Impolate. We also have Imp in a Box on top of that. And we have Impish Scholar with only 2 consume spells, which are 3 Umbra Stone as well, which are Space Prism, Imp in a Box, and Umbra Stones. So Impish Scholar could potentially get back Imp in a Box, which would be pretty nice, or Space Prism. Umbra Stone seems pretty useless for now, but if we pick up something like a Consumer of Crowns or anything in that vicinity, we can make use of it. Space Prism is always nice to have. Perils of Production should be pretty easy to use with the morsels and the imps on top of it. We do have some AoE with these molding imps. We have Hornbreaks and then Umbra Assaults on top of the torches to kill backliners. We have Impolate to deal with frontliners, but that's about it. So frontline units will definitely be a little bit of a problem with this deck. Yeah. Looks... We also have a pretty decent amount of morsel generation. Not a bad amount, at least. Gem Trove is gonna be hard to cast though. So we could go in either direction, I think. It's generally pretty hard to make use of both imps and morsels in the same deck very well. Light's Gift versus Collection of Tales. I am a huge fan of Light's Gift, but not for daily challenges, because Light's Gift is great for setting up the top floor, but setting up the top floor is bad for score. We do not currently have any way... No, that's not true. We have Perils of Production to gain Rage, but There are a few ways to make use of Rage in a deck like this. We can get Fleshling Imp from Imp in a box as well. So I'll go with Collection of Tales. Collection of Tales is pretty good if you have only small amounts of Rage, because you can keep these. When you apply Rage every round, the 1 decay is less noticeable. Okay, this first fight will be pretty tough because we don't really have a boss killer. Let's say small damage than killing these guys. Save an Ember for next turn. Torch you. I would like to be able to set up on the bottom floor, but right now that seems hardly possible. I'm still gonna aim for it. Umbra Stone is actually pretty solid here. Against these guys in specific. Impish Scholar would give me Space Prism, which is nice. Safest play would be to set up the top floor. It seems really tough to kill the boss on the bottom floor without the Impolate. We already played the Impolate. The 60 damage would have made it a lot easier, but I'm thinking about whether or not to play Umbra Stone. I think I should play it to save the damage. I'm also gonna play Impish Scholar. Wrong order! I didn't want the Umbra Stone, I wanted the Space Prism. Also, Impish Scholar all the way in the back was not the best idea. We might need 2 floors to deal with the boss here. We do have another Transient in the deck, right? We do, but we're not guaranteed to draw it. We did get it, so that's good. These are pretty potent imps. This front guy has lifesteal, so jump blocking with the imp is not gonna do much. And we have the kill here. Great. Not a bottom floor kill, but we did take no damage and we got the second floor kill, which is pretty good considering the trial. With Collection of Tales, I have to take the Fleshling Imp. Pack Morsels, Perils of Production, Prismal Dust. I kinda want the second Perils. It can be pretty useful. I really want a decent frontliner unit. But frontliner can be almost anything if we use imps as jump blockers, we use armor, we use morsels. So I want a good scaling unit basically. That implies I should go to the right. The range brute would be nice with the collection of tails and build into a rage imp deck. Branded warrior is definitely a good scaling unit. Large stone is a bit of a problem on branded warrior because I do want to be able to use imps and morsels, but I think we do it anyway. It's just solid stats. We do have the option of duplicating cards, but I don't think I want to take that right now. I think I want to upgrade the Imbolate, maybe add a holdover to it here on the next floor. The Rage is actually pretty solid as well. The Imp that's most likely to survive would be the Welder Helper. It's gonna be 15 damage. That's not really that great. I could also put it on the Branded Warrior, obviously, but I'd rather have multi-strike on him. And I think that's gonna be really important for me. So I think I'll skip for now. Or maybe a Perch a card. With Slay in the deck, the Umbra Stone is a lot more valuable. What are the bad cards in this deck? Gemproof is pretty bad because I can't play it yet, and it's generally not gonna be great in this deck. Making of a Morsel can be decent. I think Gemproof is actually the worst card right now. If I were to purge anything, it would probably be Gemproof. Let's get that out. Enemy units enter with armor 10, that will make it a bit harder to get slays with the Branded Warrior. And again, he just has a good stat line, and we can likely finish off the boss with a bit of support from Morphos and Imps. I do want to get this guy down. Let's look at a morsel at least. It's not gonna be enough just yet. I still need a Hornbreak or something like that. We did not consume anything yet. I think I want to keep the space open. This guarantees we can kill the Disciple Foot Soldier just in case we don't finish the boss here. Double Fledgling Imp. It's actually pretty solid. Also add some rage to him. No, wrong order. I could kill those guys and replace them with a single train steward. But that wouldn't change anything, would it? There's one thing that's better than these, and that would be... Oh, lifesteal. Lifesteal would be better, okay. I forgot about lifesteal. I was saying 5 health morsel. Another fledgling imp. Fortify and vent. I do like those fledgling imps. And another space prism. That's pretty good as well. Do we want to start the gorge floor? I don't really like the idea very much. We do have a bunch of muscle generation, but in a deck this big it's still pretty spread pretty thin. So it wouldn't be all that powerful. I think I want to move away from morsels. I would like to... Yeah, I would like to get some spell upgrades relatively soon. But I think we should be looking for multi-strike first. Endless would also be a nice thing to get. And we can afford to reroll. There is Endless. Let's look at the banner. No, not really interested in those. I don't think we want these. I think I have to buy Endless. Endless Fledgling Imp is just great rage generation. That means I'm not gonna reroll, obviously. And that means I will skip this shop. That's a bit of a problem. I was really hoping to find multi-strike here. Maybe I should have rerolled, but the Endless is pretty good also, so... Hehe. Yep. You did get your Endless Imp. I only have 3 Ember this turn, which is not amazing. Putting the imp in the back is not the worst idea here. I do have to cannibalize as well, which I could use instead. I think Umbra Assault is better than cannibalize this turn. That actually works very well. And we can set up a train seer to potentially kill this clergyman. Just for the... Yeah, I figured there was gonna be a bomb up here. Do want to kill this clergyman, but it's pretty expensive to do so, because that means I can't play the Umbra Stone. Or I skip the Impolate and deal with that 40 health guy some other way. There's no other way. No good one, at least. The Umbra Stone would have been really nice here to get a bunch of slays. But I guess we just use the imps instead. Increase capacity even more? Why not? These morsels are quite useful. Let's also play a simp. Did I just feed the imp? I mean, it's not a big deal. We can have a tanky imp in front here. That's actually not a bad idea. And that's gonna be the kill on Daedalus. Transcend Imp. Now that's the one that I wanna make endless. So do we need draw or ember? Capacity we can generate with space prisms. We shouldn't need that. I think it's draw. We do have a chance to be able to generate our ember. Yep, easy skip. Spells gain an extra upgrade slot versus Umbra. Abandoned Umbra. I like Abandoned Umbra, it's a little bit of value every turn. Would make a Gorge unit a lot better, but we can use it even without those. Shade Splitters have to go. These are pretty useless. Enemy units enter with Spell Shield. Slightly annoying, not a big deal. We are able to get the Slays very early here. Maybe I could find better morsels. Yeah, most morsels are gonna be better than that. Double torch the collector. I guess so. We can block the damage with this morsel. This light harnesser, we'll see about him. Transfuel is not enough. We also need a Molting Imp, but that gets the kill. This one is gonna be a bit more difficult though. And it's not gonna get easier. There's Impole, but it's not gonna do it. Because of the spell shield. Can get Imp in a box back with the Impish Scholar. Do need a blocker here on the top anyway. But I might find something better. I will almost certainly have something to block with. $17 damage. We can get that. I would have liked to play the Fledgling Imp on the bottom floor, but that was never gonna work out. Once again, we can block some damage with this morsel. This is another 4 damage against this light harnesser. This wave will be painful. We might not have to deal with this wave. Transcend Imp can do it. See what we get from the box. Not amazing. Can't make use of all these imps. Transcend Imp. How many Fledgling Imps have we played? We played the Endless one once. That's about it. So we can play 2 more and then Transcend Imp. That's gonna be 9 rage to both of these. Which will be plus 18 damage, which is enough to kill the frontliner at least. I really wish I had a Pyre Jumper, but I didn't. We have a Molding Imp though, so that's another chunk of damage against these. And I think we also play the Welder Helper, so the Imp itself will survive and will do another hit. We can even play the Imp in the back. I think we are okay. So we play double Fledgling Imp here. I should have played the back one first, because then he would have gotten the rage from the front Imp. And we win. Nice. Transcend Imp really came in clutch here. I have to do it, right? Although Tiresome Climb is a strong card. Engine upgrade, yes, I like that. Difficult decisions. Once again, we still want multi-strike, and Endless would still be great. Vapor Funnel saves the problem that we sometimes have of single units possibly getting through. What do we have? I really don't care about these upgrades. Speedstone, no. Reroll. I guess we have an Endless Transcend Imp now. That's pretty good. Do we want more than one Endless Transcend Imp? We could get a second one if we want to. One should usually be enough. What is next? We can try again. But my spells are suffering. Let's get the Final Shade Split out. And I think we also want to start removing some torches. The Transients are actually somewhat useful because we can buff them with the imps. Although I certainly don't want 4 in the deck. Master of Light. That's certainly not a unit I'm happy to see. I think we have to set up on the second floor here. Do we? Our damage is pretty low. Until we get our first Slay or some Rage. Impolate can kill this guy straight up. On the bottom floor we can't really use morsels. All we can do is use a Welder Helper. Let's start preparing a top floor. Hi tryhard only, welcome. Ooh, that's gonna be quite a bunch of rage we get here. And once again, I should play the Endless Imp last. The other imps are not gonna die here. We can get another... This might not happen. This might happen differently. Where do I play that Impish Scholar though? Don't want to play it on the bottom floor. I don't want to feed this guy another unit. Neither here nor on the top floor. But I think I have to play this. Do want the extra Ember next turn. Still not enough to kill this Clip Guardian, but we're close. We need Impolate, otherwise this guy will demolish us. Uh-oh. Impolate was not found. Ooh, this is gonna be... It's gonna be scary. Oh, Transcend Imp. Maybe we can do something with that? We do have the Vapor Funnel, so if we just do enough damage to this guy, we are fine. I've played 3 Flashling Imps last turn, so these are definitely in here. The Impish Scholar, Welder Helper, and a Molding Imp. 3 Flashling Imps is 9 rage, 12 rage with this guy. If we give this guy 12 rage, that's 33 damage. That's enough to kill the Master of Light. So if we use the Transcend Imp on the top floor, then we are okay. There's already another Master of Light waiting on our doorstep though. I think I want to play Engine Upgrade, Fledgling Imp, Transcend Imp, and maybe Cannibalize. Welder Helper doesn't seem necessary. Fledgling Imp on the top floor is not gonna cut it. We need a Transcend Imp there. If we get a kill on the Clip Defender, '51, 57. We're 1 damage short of getting that. If I skip Engine Upgrade, I could. No, I couldn't. Nope, not possible. It has to be Welder Helper then. Yeah. Welder Helper will get me the kill here. And I should draw into Impolate by the time this guy reaches the top floor. And that leaves us the Ember for Engine Upgrade and Transcend Imp. We did get the Imp in a box back, but I don't have any Ember left. Maybe I should have played the Engine Upgrade last, so I could play the Imp in a box and maybe get a Pyre Jumper from it. There is Impolate. Our Endless Transcend Imp is still in the deck. We definitely Impolate this guy. It has to happen. And we wanna grow stronger on the bottom floor. We should play the morsels first. If we play any morsels, I might play Enflame instead. No, and Umbra Assault should be more power than Enflame, although it's power on the Fledgling Imp, not on the Branded Warrior, never mind. There is our natural Transcend Imp. And that should seal the deal. Just thinking about how I want these to be placed. I think I want the Transcend Imp to be all the way in the front. Not sure if this boss comes with ads or not. I'm just gonna use the Umbra Stone in case. And we got the Umbra Stone back. Nope. Well, that's an easy win here. Well, the fight wasn't particularly easy, but the boss was. Yep. That makes our Transcend Imp so much better. Cave-in. Yes. This is a solid deck so far. The only problem we currently have is that we can't really do flying kills yet. Hi Juan Jose, welcome. Another Endless, I think that might be a bit too much. We don't really want another Endless. Let's reroll. Still no multi-strike. Multi-strike is important for my plan. It won't work without. Can we? Well, we are very likely to go to the right here anyways. So we leave the slot open, even though it's not pretty. Penance Yard. We're not fighting Spell Consume Seraph, so we don't really benefit that much from Ember Stasis. We also don't have a huge amount of Ember. With the Imps, that's not bad, but I think we should skip. We have a very large deck, so it would be less of a problem to take these, but still. Is it time to duplicate? No, not yet. I don't think it's time yet. Maybe in the next shop. Likely in the next shop. Well, that depends on the shop, I guess. Can't get this Absolver if we set up on the bottom floor. But we do have Horn Breaks in the deck. Do want the damage to scale up as fast as possible. Pyre Chomper very early, that's a great draw. Moltening Imp is nice. I do want to play the engine upgrade, I do want to play the Weight of Contrition, I will play the Pyre Chomper, just thinking about where. I think I also have to play the Molding Imp on this bottom floor. Can't have two Absolvers next turn. Can't have two Scorchers in my hand next turn from these, because I will have one from Fell as well. Oh! Whoopsie! Order. That was important. I need that Pirate Jumper out because of the Transcend Imps. So we play Branded Warrior, we play a Morsel, discard, attack, play the Penance, play the Enflame, and put the Morsel on the top floor. This time around we will play the Pirate Jumper, we'll play it here so it dies immediately, we'll play the Engine Upgrade, Weight of Contrition. Guess we'll play the Welder Helper. And we'll play the Train Sion on top. We do have the Hornbreak. We didn't actually need to kill that guy, I just realized. The Molding Imp kills the Absolver. Fledgling Imp helps us grow. Fledgling Imp here gives us 74 damage against the frontliner, which is not enough. I think I do want the Molding Imp instead. I think this turn is Impish Scholar, Impolate, Molding Imp, and Umbra Assault on an Imp. Impish Scholar. No, ordering. Ordering. I would have played that. There's our first Transcend Imp, which means we have basically infinite Ember this turn. Well, enough to play everything at least. Do we? We should. Although getting enough power here on the top floor might be a tad difficult. We didn't play that many. Well, we played a lot of Molting Imps, so we'll deal 15 damage to everyone. We can just Hornbreak this guy. Actually 20, apparently. Let's play another Pirate Jumper. Play the Ultimate Penance. Do wanna start getting slays, but I think we Hornbreak this in. We need it again next turn. And we need the space for it on the top floor. Do wanna do this. Don't really wanna use these Welder Helpers. And I don't think we can use Cave In very well. I think I'll play one Welder Helper. I could play one here and one here, that's fine. Another space prism is very helpful. And I guess we have to transcend him on the top again. That's better used on a morsel in the back. Actually, I do want to sacrifice an imp. And it's this imp I want to sacrifice. So our Transcend Imp dies. Another one of these. We can kill the Absolver this turn, but other than that, this is a pretty successful turn. We also finally got rid of the statue on the top floor. Which means we'll have a much easier time killing these units on the top floor now. We no longer need the Transcend Imp on the top floor. Which means we can finally start using the Transcend Imp on this bottom floor to get the power we need. I don't want to descend these units. But I do want to descend Fell, although it doesn't really matter. It's not that much damage. It's not worth making a mess of the bottom floor for that small amount of damage. Alright, the Transcend Imp didn't die. It's a nice chunk of damage. And we have 2 more imps available. We could also add lifesteal to our branded warrior. Which doesn't really matter because he had armor. Well, no damage taken, 3 turn boss rush again. Easy impolate. We do have a lot of Ember generation mechanisms in the deck. So let's take draw so we draw into them faster. And more consistently. Hey, there's Dear Sweet Comrade. How's his score right now? We're ahead by about 50 points. Freestone, Surgestone, Emberstone. Kinda wanna use the Emberstone on the Impolate and try to give it holdover. Surgestone and can go on one of the torches. We do get 2 removals. Next floor. Which are probably gonna be spent on... I don't know. Torch. Overtrain Steward? No, I think the Train Steward have to go now. So let's consume on a torch. Permafrost. If anything, I want that on Cave-In, but... not sure if that's even worth it. I think it might be. We have a holdover Impolate now. That's definitely something we could dupe. What other card do I want to be able to play consistently? Enflame, the other Impolate. Let's put that on another torch. Maybe I should put in an engine upgrade so I can more easily play that, and after I play the engine upgrade the other cards will be easier to play, so... that makes some sense, but not enough. I think we put it on the other impolate. Let's also remove 2 train stewards. And let's take a look at this caverns before we decide to dupe anything. Ooh, iceberg. Yeah, I think we want Railforger's Hammer. +1 capacity on every floor is gonna be pretty good for this deck. Very good even. Do we dupe the holdover impolate now? I think so. I think that's worth. I wanna keep Dear Sweet Comrade's core on the screen, cause I know he's a really good player. Armor 20. Might be a bit difficult to deal with that. Ooh, we start out with a bunch of impolates though. And a Pirate Jumper. Comrade during a reset, yeah. Can get a sleigh here. Can also get some imps killed off. Might as well play this, right? +6/+6 is very valuable. And I guess we take some damage on that guy, that's okay. We do need a little bit of extra damage on the top floor to deal with this collector. I think we impolate this guy so we can slay these. I also want to block some damage with an imp. This is just not quite enough. Let's play the imp. Use perils for some extra ember. We engine upgrade this floor. Use Inflame here on the bottom. Hornbreak is actually better used on the bottom floor. And Torch on the top. Do I want the extra Ember next turn or do I want to prevent some damage? I think I want the extra Ember. And we kill this backline. Umbra Stone is very useful. But let's start with the Imp in a box. Ooh, Transcend Imp. That makes everything much easier. Because of the Ember we generate with it. So the bottom floor looks like we want it to be 2 Fleshling Imps and Transcend Imp. Fleshling Imp goes in front. And we actually want to kill this Fleshling Imp off. Maybe not. Not just yet. No, we do. We do. Another 2 Fleshling Imps. Have we played a Welder Helper already? We haven't. Transcend Imp all the way in the front. Then we Umbra Stone, so we get 2 Slays here. Might as well add some damage here. We need to find some health for our branded warrior. I guess we have a welder helper to do that. And we use these other imps to block some damage. Can also use some morsels as well. Let's actually kill off the welder helper. I do care about his health now the most. More than the attack value. We have double impolate every turn now. And we also have Impish Scholar. We should start out with Transcendent because of the armor we get from that. Is that correct? That is actually correct. Umbra Stone is not gonna be useful. But we might as well. No, I do I? No, I do consume it. Let's remove the Transcendent so we have another one next turn. I do want these two Impolates to be ready. Almost enough here already. Let's finish this with a Transcendent. Oh, we got the torch back. That's a problem with the consumable torches, but I think it's worth it overall. Another Pyre Chomper. I think yes. I think that makes our deck a bit more consistent. Problem is the Emboss is gonna reduce the amount of rage we have. Definitely wanna go to the right. Everything juicy is on the right side. Finally the multi-strike we were looking for. Commemorative Spike, Health Banners, Infused Mallet. Oh, Health Banners is a lot of extra Ember, but we don't really need that extra Ember. Another multi-strike. Okay. That's good. It's very good. I think I want exactly one Train Steward in the deck. And I think I don't want Making of a Morsel anymore. Whew. What do we dupe? Another Impolate? Another Transcendent maybe? The Rager. The Branded Warrior. How do we use him? Two on the same floor? That might work. Okay. I can see that. I could dupe another card. Could also buy Mind Checks and set up on the second floor. Yeah, I like that. Let's set up on the second floor. If everything goes wrong, we can always cave in. That's Umbra Salt. Play some morsels. Use Perils to play Enflame. weaken this guy. Play the Molding Imp on the top because I don't wanna have it on the bottom floor. Second Branded Warrior. Capacity reduce the bottom floor. Let's play the Pyre Jumper first. That goes top. Imp in a box. Rage, very nice. Think we and Umbra assault this guy. We could also just Molding Imp. Now the question is, how long do we want to slay? I think it's too early to start worrying about Seraph damage. We need Transcend him to go off at least once, I think. Wouldn't mind some lifesteal for this front unit. These imps are a bit annoying. So we do get a kill on everyone here. Or we could sacrifice one slay to prevent the Ember Drain, which I think is worth. Let's look at the box. That's very nice. I don't think I want armor right now. I do want the rage, that's for sure. I also want the extra capacity on this floor. Let's add in a rubble morsel. That's gonna deal a significant amount of damage. I should have played the rubble morsel first, obviously. Alright, I forgot we had so many molding imps. Whoops. Well, at least that's a decent chunk of damage against Seraph. But our Transcend Imp doesn't die that way, and we don't get any slays, which is a bit annoying. We do want trample on our front line. And I think after this wave we aim for Seraph, so let's impolate. These imps all die anyway, so I don't need to cannibalize them. I can cannibalize someone on the top floor. Let's start with Impish Scholar. I think we can just play these imps on the bottom floor. We have 3 slots open here. That's gonna be Fledgling Imp, and Transcend Imp. We need a little bit of extra damage on this floor. And I also want to hit Seraph with the Impolates. Actually, what happens if we cave in right now? We have about 640 from these guys, 650. And another 110 or so from these guys. So about 800 damage. Which sadly isn't enough to kill Seraph this turn. Still worth it. And now we impolate him for the win. A 5-turn boss rush. That's solid. I think there was the potential to do it faster with slight optimizations. I think I could have done it 1 turn faster if I optimized it. I think the turn where I dealt 700, I could have dealt 900 if I played it a bit differently earlier on. But still, for such a large deck, that's pretty good. We had almost no gold, but I mean, Mind Checks and Grurk's gold were really, really good. And the Permafrost on the Cave-In was obviously good. The upgrades on the Branded Warrior were necessary, and the Endless Imps, maybe the Fledgling Imp didn't need Endless. But all in all, very nice, very solid deck. I would have really liked a way to sacrifice my Imps, other than the one Cannibalize I had. But yeah, very solid. We did all bottom floor kills except for the first one. And we took every trial and took no damage, so that's always a nice run. We are not at the top right now, but we are pretty close. This Hype's Quick guy must be a cheater. I don't think 59k is possible in this Okay, that's one of the most obvious cheaters I have ever seen. His deck is 102 Vents. Okay. Yep. This is pretty funny. I don't think I even need to report that guy. He will be found out immediately, soon as the devs take a look. Let's look at the Alex Sweeps deck instead. Okay, he went with Crucible Collector. I thought about that, but I decided not to go that way because I really wanted to work with the Imps because I Collection of Tales, and Imps and Morsels don't really mix that well. He also went pretty heavy with the Imps. He picked up Fledgling Imps, Transcend Imp, Pirate Jumpers. He went with an Alloy Construct as well. He had 4 Imp in a boxes. He definitely duped that one. He picked the Lightstone Casing even though he only upgraded the Inflame with it. He duped Impolate 5 times. There must have been a dupe 5 event then. Well, with 4 imps in a boxes. Let's say 4 imps in a box. Even though it's actually 8. That's a lot of damage. By base it's 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9 imps. So that's 135 damage. Not bad. Gave him a 6-turn boss rush and a 4-turn on Fell. And a 4-turn on Daedalus, wow. Maybe he upgraded the Impolate very early and found the dupe 5 times before Fell. Something like that seems very possible. Yeah, a very clean run. He spent literally every single coin he had. Okay. And let's finally take a look at the moderate deck. He had even more Impolates. I didn't think that was gonna be possible, but... And he managed a 7-turn boss rush on Seraph. He had a lot more trouble with the other fights though. Yeah, less imps as well. Although the same amount of imps by base and only 2 imp in a boxes. Imps in a box. He also picked Frozen Nostalgia, which was basically another imp for Impolate. Oftentimes. And he had to skip the Spell Shield one. Well, I think he could have done the Spell Shield one. Or maybe he didn't have that many Impolates yet. Well, this guy finished really quickly. Okay. I guess he just played very quickly. 10-turn boss rush on Seraph? Wait. Okay. I need to figure out how this works. First turn kill? Literally first turn kill? Seraph started out at the bottom floor, right? So he was behind all those units. This looks very believable if it weren't for a first turn Seraph kill. The deck looks like nonsense, I agree. You can probably beat the challenge with this deck pretty easily, but you can't first turn kill Seraph. I'm just gonna report this guy. I mean, even with the perfect draw, he didn't even pick draw, so he had only 5 cards. He had only 5 cards available to kill Seraph. 5 cards out of this deck. Even if he draw perfectly, like let's say he drew Imp in a box, he drew Impish Scholar, he drew Transcend Imp, he drew Pyre Chomper. Wait, he also draws Branded Warrior. So Imp in a box, Transcend Imp, Imp in a box, Transcend Imp, Pyre Chomper, and Impish Scholar, and Branded Warrior. I guess Ember Cash doesn't draw cards. What are you talking about? Oh, you mean with the Impish Scholar Transcend Imp thing? Yeah, that doesn't work because these are shuffled in. These are put into your discard pile. So, he could play Imp in a. Well, I guess with Imp in a box everything's possible. If you have a Transcend Imp, you play Imp in a box and you get a Pyre Chomper and a Scholar. And your Scholar gets you back Imp in a box. And then you play Imp in a box and get a Transcend Imp and a Fletchling Imp. And then you play the Fletchling Imp and the Transcend Imp and get back Imp in a box. Get Ember every turn. You can do a pretty sick combo. The problem is then you fill up your capacity eventually. You need a consumable removal for your imps. Did he have a consume torch? He did not. So he couldn't have gone infinite even with a perfect draw and a perfect RNG. And if he doesn't go infinite, he can kill Seraph the Chaste. Even with a really sick imp combo, you deal about... You get this guy to about 300 rage. That would be a really sick imp combo. And with 300 rage, and let's say you had a few molding imps to kill the units in front of Seraph, and that still wouldn't be enough. That would be like 600 damage. Nowhere near enough. You would literally need to pull an insane amount of Transcend Imp and Fletchling Imps from that. From those imps in a box. Yeah, so that was a very fun daily. As you know, I always like to play with imps. I really do love these cute little guys.